Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members, this is Stephen Fisher, City Attorney. The item before you is consideration of a resolution finding that the city would suffer an unreasonable financial hardship if it is not permitted to reimburse its three utilities in the amount of approximately $36.5 million over the course of several years for all infrastructure use fee transfers made since March 17, 2014. The court's amended final judgment in the IUF litigation orders the city to immediately reimburse the city's three utilities for all the IUF transfers made in the past seven years. State law allows the city to pay a judgment over a period of 2 fiscal years. However, the city will not be able to pay the judgment within that time frame without making cuts to promised city services. Fiscal pressures on the city's general fund in recent years have led to significant budget reductions that required cuts to many city services and programs, including public safety and laying off 2% of the city's workforce in fiscal year 2019-2020. Last year, the voters approved the Measure E 1.5 cent sales tax to restore and improve services, which the city would be unable to do if the anticipated revenues were used to pay the judgment. Similarly, the Measure O half-cent sales tax has been used to fund a variety of city services, but that revenue source will be terminated if the city does not substantially increase general fund spending on street and alley maintenance. That is because Measure N, also approved by the voters last year, requires the city to attain escalating pavement condition index ratings for streets and alleys. If those index ratings are not reached, Measure O revenues would cease as early as March of 2023, unless all Measure O revenues and additional general fund revenues are diverted to road maintenance and away from other vital programs and services. If general fund reserves are drained to pay the judgment, the city would be unable to deal with unforeseen natural disasters or financial needs in the coming years. Next month, the city will ask the court to allow the city to satisfy the judgment over 8 fiscal years. State law authorizes court-approved payment in up to 10 annual installments if the council adopts a resolution finding that an unreasonable financial hardship would otherwise result. The city is asking the court to approve payment of $5 million this fiscal year, minus Aaron Starr's attorney's fees and costs, and payment of the approximate balance of $31.5 million in equal installments over the following 7 fiscal years, plus interest at the statutory rate. Such a payment schedule would avoid drastic impacts to the restoration and enhancement of city programs and services, enable the level of street and alley maintenance required by Measure N, and would preserve general fund reserves for their intended purposes. Staff is available to respond to questions.